Okay, Brandon wrote this. He says, Zinni, I have no idea what you're talking about. We put out the year, but go on, look on Dark Story Sheng's replies, and you'll see the toxic social media behavior she and I have had to endure for years. Cynic regularly makes horrid and insulting accusations at both of us. And I wrote up and I said, Brandon, prior to that, I said, Brandon, Bay Area politics is not really toxic, but your tactics of late, no, of late, don't help your boss, Sheng Thao. Leaders bring people together. Your boss is the first candidate, elected official in Oakland's history to use social media to solve division. Please stop. Okay. And that's okay. And so my point is, I'm just going to say this, pure, straight up to you. I don't care how many people are attacking you on social media. It doesn't mean you attack back. Okay? People are going to say what they're going to say. But it's not for you to go on there and pick fights. If you want to establish your position, make your own media, all right? But using somebody else's platform to address what's said is equivalent to basically going down on the street, tapping someone on the shoulder and saying, hey, look, you said something, and because that person said something to you, you want to fight them. That's basically what you just admitted, okay? That's not what leaders do. And if your boss does not have what it takes to be that kind of leader, your boss should not be running for mayor. I've been involved with Oakland politics since 1987. 1987. You do not have my tenure by any stretch of the imagination, okay? So I don't care if you listen to me or not. I know what leaders look like. And I know what good Oakland leaders look like. And your boss is not providing that kind of image. And what pains me about saying this is that she can. But Sheng is more tied up, and it seems to me, righting wrongs that were done to her in her life than really improving the city. That's the first thing that comes out in Councilmember Thao's literature, okay? The first thing. It's not about the conditions of the city. And you have to answer for being council member at a time when Oakland was so messed up. I have never seen Oakland like it is. No one has. So you're more concerned about your boss on social media than straightening out problems that Oaklanders are facing. And I get feedback from people saying, hey, look, these are things you're not addressing, all right? These are a number of things you're not addressing. You're supposed to be a super person. That's the curse of wanting to be an elected official, period. You can't just go out there and be who you want to be and yet wear the mantle of District 4 council member or Oakland mayoral candidate or anything else. And believe me, I should have said the same thing to Seneca Scott. And Seneca has improved dramatically. You haven't. All right? All right? Seneca believes he can, benefit from being kind of a social media call out. But he understands his limits. That's different. Also, Seneca Scott is not an elected official. You are an elected official. And Harami, you represent an elected official. I'm going to explain to you where I'm coming from. I do not appreciate your boss meeting with me about an area of expertise that I have, then basically saying, hey, look, I want your information for free. And I don't want people to know that we met. And that's what she did. If I had some crystal ball that Sheng was going to be that person when I met her, when she was working for Rebecca, I would have sat her down then and I would say, hey, look, you know what? I think you have what it takes to lead Oakland, but there's some things you got to work on. I didn't see that. There was part of me that saw that coming, ironically enough, at an event at Everett and Jones Barbecue. And I did not talk to Sheng about it then, and I should have. That was a mistake on my part. I thought it would simply go away. But all it did was it manifested itself and it got worse. Okay? Sheng needs to understand that it's about more than her. And she presents that it doesn't, and so do you. You got an enemies list, man. An enemies list of people on Twitter. Who cares? You don't even know where those accounts are coming from. You need to stay above the fray, above the tides, in where the air is clear, and consistently present what you're going to do as city mayor that you didn't do as council member. Because I'm telling you, I did things representing Elihu in such a way that I know that no one has to be a council member to accomplish things in the city if you know the right levers to push. You can be an aide to an official. I did more things working for Elihu than many of you who've done who are council members. All right? I'm just laying that out to you. I'm laying that out to you straight. No chaser. You all need to get your act together. You're sitting on laws like AB 464 Mullen, which could be then used to get tax increment financing to small businesses. You would say we're working on it. You're not. What you did was you delayed it. You delayed its implementation until it made it a mayoral issue so that you could become mayor. So you don't care about helping the city. You care about helping yourself. Because if you cared about helping the city, you would have left the original legislation on the council docket. You would have hired me to write the right document rather than let going the Cosmot. I know what happened there, okay? You wouldn't have buried the information online or tried to. It would have been now something that was complete. People would have gotten the assistance they need, or at least been on their way to getting it. But now people are suffering in large part because of your gaming legislation so that it doesn't get seen until you get elected. That's wrong. All right? That is wrong. That is completely 1,000,000% wrong. All right? So it's behavior like that when I think of how much I like Sheng, makes me cry. Big tears. Because I didn't see that kind of person coming. And it hurts. It hurts to watch. It hurts to watch that person. It really does. So you won't listen to me? I don't care. But I'm going to say it anyway. You need to get your act together. All right? This is not about our firing back at me, because this is another test. If you're truly grown and adult and you have a focus, you'll focus on the message about getting the city right. There are hundreds of thousands of people that are depending on your leaders to do something. And you're disappointing them. You're disappointing everybody. I mean, haven't you got any feelings about that? You all have let storied institutions like Lucas just close. You know, Dan Calb went there, ate lunch, but hey, did he lift a finger to try to help him? Did you? No. And everybody tries to twist their problems to their solutions, not somebody else's. If it didn't come from you guys, you don't want to use it. If it doesn't steer or track into some way that you can raise money for it through a federal grant rather than using tax increment financing, you don't want to use it. You're hurting people with that stuff. Do you realize that in all the years that I have advocated for the use of tax increment financing to help business, the last 7, almost 8 years, only one person has listened to me and worked to enact it for that purpose, and that's Oakland Athletics President Dave Cobble. But I have proof, video proof of me telling elected officials the same thing. The same damn thing. What is so wrong with you all that you don't want to fix problems? Well, you don't want to get money to the people who need it the most, because that's where all of these robberies and everything are coming on. These folks don't have money. All right? They don't have money. And I'm not talking about $500 here. I'm talking about several thousands of dollars. I'm talking about an expensive lift that's got to be done to save our society in Oakland. The question I have for you is, are you willing to do it? And by your actions, so far, you've said one word: no. And that's sad, and that makes me cry. Oakland does not deserve that. So you should be concerned about far more than what I have to say. You ought to be concerned about the direction of this city. And you should prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that that's your focus and nothing else. Because right now you haven't done it. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnowblog.com.